What's up, friends? I'm Josh, and welcome back to the TCNR Network. I just rolled out of bed, literally rolled out of bed, made my caramel chai tea latte, hashtag gay, and sat down, went on Instagram, and I see that we have our first official look at Scream 5. Like, the first official look at the characters, at the costuming, at the sets, and I've only looked at 2 of the pictures. And I was like, why am I doing this right now? I should be doing this on my channel and reacting while I'm looking at them for the first time, so I have no idea what to expect. And, well, that's what I'm going to do. Also, disheveled, again, just rolled out of bed, so let's take a peek. Before we get into these photos, make sure that you guys like, you subscribe, you comment. It really helps me out, and I love getting into those fun, sometimes argumentative conversations with you all in the comment section. It's always a great time. We're all very passionate about Scream. Also, before we get to the images, I saw the 25th anniversary re-release yesterday, and it was the first time I ever saw it in a theater. I've seen it at the Hollywood Cemetery in Hollywood, California, and that was really fun, but there were so many people there, and it was like a really late night, and so obviously, yes, I enjoyed it, and Rose McGowan was there as well. But seeing it in the theater, and there was only me, my friend, and one other person in the theater, which is great, but also not great, because it's like, where are all the fans? Where were you? It was a completely different experience seeing it on the big screen. And if you haven't, today is your last day. I mean, it might be too late depending on where you're living, but if you haven't seen it in the theater, I suggest you go do it. We were all expecting that trailer for the 5th movie, but we didn't get it. And that's because it would have leaked online, which it already did leak online. And I have not watched it. I have been trying so hard not to watch the leaked trailer. I've seen a few little images, like if I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed, and I'm like, no. Don't click on it. Don't watch that video. Keep on moving. I'm trying to save this for the HD version that's going to be on YouTube, that is going to be before Halloween Kills when I go see it on Friday. I want to see it in all its glory. So, anyway, let's get to these images. So this is from an article from Entertainment Weekly. I haven't read the article yet. I'm just going to focus on the photos. And the very first image that we get is of Sydney and Gail, and it looks like they're at the Stu Macher house, and this does not look like a set. You know, people were saying that it could be a stab remake of the Stu Macher house. This doesn't look like a set. The background, dark, foresty, just like it used to be. And interestingly, they are wearing the same outfits that they were wearing in that picture with Kevin Williamson. Some of us speculated maybe this was like regular clothing they were wearing, or they were in their costumes for their characters in the film. And they have those necklaces that still look like they match. Like they could be those diamonds, you know, that people make after being cremated. So I heard speculation that these are Dewey's ashes made into those diamond necklaces, which would be interesting. They look similar, not exactly the same, but moving on. Next up, we have Ghostface. Ghostface, our first picture, rather, of Ghostface. We've seen him on the screen in the editing room. But Ghostface is amazing and iconic, and I love it, and I believe it's in the hospital is what it looks like. There's not really anything to break down here, but it's Ghostface. Like, hello. We've got Kevin with the radio silence team on the set. It looks like the inside of the Stu Macher house with those pink, reddish kind of walls. I would imagine they're watching some playback or something here. So, fun little behind-the-scenes picture there. Nothing too wild. And then we have Dewey. Dewey looks good. He looks not as disheveled and old as I thought they were going to have him look. He's not in uniform. Can't really tell where they are. Every house I want to say is the Stu Macher house, so who knows. And then we've got Jenna Ortega. I just got a shiver. Jenna Ortega doing the Drew Barrymore knife out of the butcher block, I think that's what it's called, well on the phone. And what kind of phone is that? Who has house phone anymore? So, I mean, she looks cute. Nothing to unwrap here. But it's very reminiscent of that scene with Casey Becker in the first one. And I'm very curious to see what type of conversation she's having on the phone. And then we've got Melissa Barrera, who we all think is our new final girl. She is inside of Stu Macher's house. This is an interesting camera angle. There's red Solo cups everywhere, so there was evidently a party of some sort. She's on the phone. She's wearing a greenish tank top, which is very similar. This is not my information. I saw this. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Hello Sydney shared this. And she's wearing this green tank top that is very similar to what Jamie Lee Curtis wears in the Halloween movie, 2018 Halloween. Very similar to what Neve Campbell wears. So that greenish tank top, it's like that final girl look. She's got those boots on, so she looks like she could be Ghostface. But I love the camera angle, how it's kind of twisted. When I was watching in the theater the other day, yesterday, Scream 1996, it was evident, you know, those camera angles that were like kind of twisted and manipulated, and here we have them again. All right, Marley Shelton, Sheriff Judy Hicks, out of uniform. I don't think we ever saw her out of uniform in Scream 4. She is in some workout gear. This to me is more like, okay, it makes her look like a real character, a real person that could be in this film. Because I just found that in Scream 4, she was like a caricature of a police officer or sheriff or deputy, whatever she was. Deputy, obviously. Or Sheriff Judy? Sheriff. I'm just realizing it says sheriff. So she's the sheriff now. That is confirmed. Cool. Well, now she just looks, this makes me like, okay, she's real. She has a house. She's working out. She's doing real things. And I'm really curious to see how this chase scene goes down. I feel like it would be too easy for her to be Ghostface. I think we're going to have a really good, creepy chase scene with her and Ghostface. I think that would be really cool to give her character some justice and humanness. Jack Quaid and Melissa Barrera. This looks intense. This is very, Sydney and Billy. He looks like a little mad. Not even concerned. Can't tell where they are. It looks like it could be a hospital. Melissa looks like she could be crying. Jack looks a little upset, like he's gonna bust a cat. It's a little soap opera-y, actually. Jasmine Savoy Brown. Here we are. This looks very Scream to me. Everything about this, no pun intended, so annoying, screams Scream. The lighting, what she's wearing, she has blood on her shoulder, so we know she's going to be either stabbed or, I don't know, with somebody who gets killed. But even her expression, like something about this image is just vintage 1996 Scream. Dylan Minnette, finally our first look at his gorgeous bleached hair. He looks concerned. Nothing to break down here, but it's really cool to see his character. This also has a little bit of those Scream vibes with the coloring, but not as much as the Jasmine Savoy Brown picture. Mikey Madsen. I don't know what to make of this. She looks too happy, but she looks like could be a little creepy. She's very pretty, though. Mason Gooding. Sonia Amar. It looks like they're at a bar, maybe? Maybe these characters are older, because we know that Sonia Amar's character is Liv Mackenzie. So when Casey Becker's dad says in the first film to the mom, drive down to the Mackenzies, Sonia Amar could have just been born, so she would be 25 years old, right? So maybe there's like a bit of an older crowd coming in. Some people that are maybe friends with Jenna Ortega's character, some that are friends with Melissa Barrera's character, maybe like 3 different generations sort of situation, because I'm like, these people are not in high school. And another picture of Sonia Amar. I hope she's our new Tatum. You know, bring something different to the character. They're always trying to fill out those horror movie tropes and fill in those characters, the jock, the geek, bitchy cheerleader, the whatever it is. So I hope that she brings something different to it, something new that's not too reminiscent, but like I would love like if she said a line that was similar or the same as Tatum's and just like brought something new to that character. But I've always been really drawn to her. I really like her, and she responded to my Instagram DM one time. So Kyle Galliner as Vince on his vintage car. So now we can assume that this purple, what kind of car is that? I am not a car kind of man, so what is it? It doesn't say on the front. So Kyle Galliner, I'm going to assume this is his car. There is no way in hell that he is in high school. If he's in high school, I'm going to write a letter to somebody. But we all said that he looks very similar to Billy. What if he's Billy's brother? But if he's Billy's brother, I don't think he's going to be the villain. I don't think he's going to be Ghostface. I think that he might actually end up helping and trying to make up for what his brother did. But there's just such a resemblance between him and Ski Ulrich, And this vintage car is just kind of like, oh, that bad boy rolling into town. Like, who is he? He's mysterious. We find out Miss Loomis had another baby at some point in time after she disappeared. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. I'm depressed now. One thing I did read, I believe it's like the very first paragraph, the end of the first paragraph in this article, said that Sydney, Gale, and Dewey were all prominently featured in the script for the movie about a new killer who puts on the Ghostface mask and begins targeting teenagers to resurrect, secrets from Woodsboro's corpse-filled past. What did I say in my other video? It's all coming back to Scream 1. Scream 1996. Secrets, things we never knew, things that are going to be revealed, stuff that is going to blow our mind is my hope. So tomorrow we get our official trailer, the first freaking trailer of Scream 5, whether it's a teaser or a full-on trailer, who knows, but I'm losing my mind. I will be back tomorrow for friggin' sure. Make sure you guys keep an eye out this week for my Welcome to Woodsboro mockumentary. It is a very unsolved mysteries style mockumentary that brings the Scream films into the real world and tells their story as if they were a true crime with evidence, a little bit of imagination in there, filling in some gaps. There's a million parts to it, so part 1 will be coming out by the end of this week. It's been long awaited, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Oh, shoot, I forgot to mention that we got our first teaser poster. It's a teaser poster. It's not the official poster, the cast poster. That will be coming. There's no way that there's not going to be a cast poster. And it's of Ghostface, which I love. Ghostface was featured just himself on one of the Scream 4 posters, but it was Ghostface mixed into a knife kind of situation. So this was the first time it's just been Ghostface, as far as I know. Don't come at me. But it's just been Ghostface in the flesh, you know, in his full robe. And somebody pointed out very interestingly that the shape of the way the mask is and the knife makes a V. And it's the 5th movie. And Roman numeral 5 is V. Yes, I had to think about that. It's V. So that could be a cute little nod to the fact that it is the 5th movie, or it could just be absolute coincidence, but I'm hoping it was a nod and it was thought out. And also, there's a few little hidden ghost faces in there that looks like it, kind of blended into the background, into the knife. So zoom in and take a look. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at True Crime Nursery Rhymes, on Twitter at TCNR Network, on TikTok at _Joshua Robert. And until next time, I'll be right back.